Okay, so good morning everyone. Today we from group 7 would like to present about young users of social media analysis from a gender perspective. So today's presentation is mostly about the gap and the limitation and also about the suggestion about the journal itself. Okay. So before we go to our presentation, let us introduce our member. The first one is me, Heropi Fadila, with class student number 063.
And next is me, Nasita Zahra Ramadita, with class student number 0790.
And me, Mutiara Putri, with the last student number is 083.
And me, Kanyana Rahma, with the last three-digit of student number 086.
So before we go to the main topic and main discussion of this presentation, let me give you an overview of this journal. So this journal is examines how analysts perceive gender representation and inequality on social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And the aims of this journal itself is to encourage empowerment or enforce gender stereotypes among young users. And the method used is qualitative, with the research question to answer the aim of the journal is the first one: how do young users perceive gender representation on social media platforms such as Instagram and YouTube? And the second research question is, do these perceptions promote empowerment or instead reinforce inequality? And the finding of this journal showed that female participants experience greater pressure related to physical appearance, beauty standard, and self-esteem, while male participants focus more on entertainment, self-affirmation, and social prestige. So, female participants experience less beneficial than the male participant. Okay, next.
Okay, now let me briefly explain what methods used in the study. So, the study used a quantitative method. The researchers conducted 14 focus groups with 76 teenagers aged 12 to 18 from 3 regions in Spain, and they asked about gender on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and then they analyzed the comment they were into categories. Next, please. Okay, now let me explain what the weaknesses of this journal. The first one is gender bias. So almost 70% of gender-related comments came from girls. So when the study makes claims about boys, those claims are based on very little input from boys themselves. The second weakness is no reflexivity. The paper never discussed who the moderator was, whether the moderator was male or female, or how the moderator may have influenced the discussion. A female moderator could make girls more comfortable and boys more silent that affects the results. The third weakness is often claiming from silence. So the others see that because boys never admit that social media affects their self-image. So that means boys have greater self-confidence. That's not how evidence works. Silence does not automatically means confidence. And the last weakness is there is no triangulation. So the study only used focus group method, and then there were no individual interviews, no observation of actual behavior, and no other method to double check the findings. And group discussions can be influenced by peer pressure or social pressure. Next, please.
Okay,
so next I will explain about the registration gaps and also missing perspective. So the first one is limited cultural and geographical scope. So the participants were only taken from 3 regions from Spain. And then evidence can be seen at the sentence of the journal. So because of the participants were only taken from 2 regions, we cannot see we cannot fully represent teenagers from different countries or different cultural perspective. And then the next one is lack of long-term perspective. So the study only uses focus group conducted during one period of time. And the evidence can be seen at the sentence. So because the study is short term, it cannot explain the long-term effects on teenagers. Next. The next one is lack of big discussion about algorithms. So the journal briefly mentioned algorithms, but does not analyze them in detail. And it can be seen at the sentence. So the journal fails to explain how algorithms on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, or any other social media may reinforce gender stereotypes and also beauty standards. And then the last one is the limited practical solution. So the recommendations are too broad and do not clearly explain how schools should apply media literacy and what social media platforms should improve or how parents can support teenagers effectively. Next.
And the suggestion is the author suggests that schools should develop a program that helps young people to think more critically about gender on social media and should involve parents, not just teachers. And they also suggest that social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok should take more responsibility for the content that their algorithm promotes. And they also, for future research, they highlight that the study is only focused on male and female, so not binary identities, and then other cultures and other platforms need to give research more. Next. And the last one is the conclusion. So the conclusion is gender inequality in social media is still much present and real happening, and male more feel pressure about appearance than boys, especially on TikTok and Instagram. On the other hand, boys barely acknowledge that social media affect them. And then the author suggests that critical media literacy education should be needed for both boys and girls to provide more fair social media platform.
These are all the reference.
That's all for us. Thank you for listening.